Hello there, thank you for opening your mailing list and being part of this community. I've got some important things to tell you today. First of all, if no one else has told you they love you today, has anyone told me they love me today? Yeah, my wife's made it pretty clear. My kids, I'm not sure if they do love me. My dog, he loves me. I love you. It's not about me, it's about you. I love you. And I've got an exciting event coming up. I'm not going to tell you exactly when it is and what it is, but it brings together community, activism, government corruption, and spirituality, and my personal biography. It's an event I'm very excited about. I'll be telling you more about it. So remember to open these emails because there's only a small number of tickets. It's a very small, intimate event, and I really want the core of this community to be there because it's very close to home. That's a clue to me. We've got some new podcast episodes I'm going to tell you about. Stay free with Russell Brand this week. I'm going to be telling you what we've been doing, and I'm going to be, of course, answering your questions, which on a day like today, when I feel sort of very close to the edge myself, I think sometimes I've got a nerve. But you know that thing where in other people's lives you can really give good advice? Do you have that? Like me, I think basically when anyone ever tells me about their problems, I think I'd easily solve that. And like that, I will take that all the way up to millennia old geopolitical religious conflicts. I do think, well, why don't they try that? You know, I've always got some idea. When it comes to me and how to manage my basic little life, chaos. So this is what's been going on in the podcast. This week I spoke with Joe Dispenza, the neuroscientist. What is Joe Dispenza really? He's like a chiropractor, guru, medic. It's really fantastic. I mean, that's probably the first question I should ask. What is your job? Because I always get confused, you know, because I think chiropractors say doctor, but it's not doctor like we sort of understand it. But don't you ever stop to think, look, for example, Harvard, it's not that old, you know. Harvard and Yale, they were started, weren't they, mostly by Puritan settlers. Like, wasn't it that 80 of the original founders of Harvard were from Oxford? I believe this is true. So even what we consider to be dyed-in-the-wool academia, like, you know, what you call Ivy League and what are regarded as blue-chip universities, what is it really? What is it really? You know, like, because if someone does a course online, hi, I'm a doctor of XYZ, you think, come on, mate, you've just made that up. But everyone's just made everything up, really. The only thing that actually matters is experience, isn't it? Can you make me a table, yes or no? Jesus would have to say, I can. And more besides. So yeah, Joe Dispenza, it's a fantastic conversation. You'll enjoy it. I talk about the importance of spiritual awakening for community change, and he ultimately talks about how we create our reality through our inner life. And you know, when I've learned stuff like that, I think, oh God, I've got to start thinking a bit better. If you're a member of Stay Free AF, you can watch Joe Dispenza first and in full right now. You can watch Eckhart Tolle talking about humanity and our need for wisdom, Jocko Willink talking about leadership lessons for life, Vandana Shiva, You Can't Fake Food. Fantastic content this. Yanis Varoufakis, Understanding the Cost of Living Catastrophe. It's like doing a university degree, that is. Wim Hof, Keeping Optimistic in a State of Crisis, and Jordan Peterson talking about identity and compassion. A fantastic conversation. Subscribe, turn on your notifications, because on Rumble don't have an algorithm. Did you know that? It doesn't have one. It was tragically born without an algorithm. So turn on your notifications and subscribe, okay? Go and Rumble. I don't think they're stealing your data. I don't think so. So would you do it? Ultimately, it will help me. Because if you do, go Rumble, turn on your notifications and subscribe. You'll know every time I release content. And I release loads of content on there. And that's where I put my content up first. Even though I want you to watch it on YouTube as well, sort of. I need you to watch it on Rumble. This is how to do it. Now, to show you how to sign up for Rumble, because some people say it's difficult, I'm going to show you how to do it myself. Right, so first of all, you go into your app store on your phone and you type in Rumble. Not Bumble, not Ramble, not Bramble, Rumble. There it is, Rumble. I'm downloading it. Now it says email or username. I'm going to be using my email here, and this is where you can email me whenever you want me. hello@russellbrand.com. Password? You think I'm going to tell you that? You think I'm going to give that up? The Rumble would like to send you notifications. Don't allow? Allow, because it's going to tell you every day that I am on streaming from these times, depending on where you are in the world, every single day, Monday to Friday. We talk about the war, we talk about media, we talk about big business, we talk about how ordinary people from across the world can come together to confront power, create new communities and awaken as individuals. Spirituality is a big part of this. If you're not awakened, you're going to be a victim of the system. Join us there every single day. This week on Stay Free with Russell Brand on Rumble, we've done videos on the midterms, local activism, globalism, Elon Musk and Twitter. It's fantastic content. You'll really enjoy it. Okay, so join me there. That's where my content is centrally housed. If you used to subscribe to Luminary, you should subscribe now instead to Stay Free AF, because subcutaneous, a deep conversation, you'll get that first and in full, and you'll be there live while I record it. You can watch it live. I stream all the time. I just go on to Locals, which is where we keep our Stay Free AF community. I go on there and just chat. Like I could just go in there now. Look, watch this. This is how spontaneous I am with going on Locals. I just go to my phone, go there right now. Right there it is. Go live. I go live and watch this. See now, start stream. Yes, start. Now I'm on it. And at the moment, look, it's just me on it. And it's sort of a bit tragic. I'm just talking to myself and you in the future. So I just go up on there all the time and I just have lunch with Russell, meet the team, time with my pets, all that kind of stuff. And perhaps someone will join me here on Locals. I'll tell you when they have. At the moment, I'm literally doing one to myself. So that's the level of intimacy. Essentially, it's like you might as well have my phone number or be married to me. That's the level of intimacy I'm offering at the moment. All right, so listen to this. These are some questions here that are about mental health and recovery. It's still just me. Mental health and recovery. The first one is Alan saying he wants to know about how to be open in recovery. He says, I'm struggling with how much to share in 12-step programs. A lot of it is personal and intimate, and some of it is crime. How do I get rid of my skeletons if people are going to ostracize me? It's a really great question. Hello there, you. There's only two of us in there right now, a few of us. So if you have any questions for me, you can ask me right now. This is the kind of access you get. Right, Alan, this is how you deal with that. In 12-step fellowships, it says our stories disclose in a general way. So we don't have to be too specific, particularly be sensible. It's an honest program, not a stupid one. Do not share information that is going to make you wind up in prison. Find an individual, often known as a sponsor, to share that more personal information with. Be sensible with what you share. Be sensible with what you share. The fact is these 12-step support groups, which if I belonged to them, I would imagine I would say are miraculous and marvellous. They are just human beings, and damaged human beings at that. So don't just share in a crazy way. Protect yourself. Carla says, again on the subject of recovery, I've been clean from heroin for about 15 years. When does the suffering end? Carla, if you get there, let me know, baby. My connection to the universe waxes and wanes. Mine as well. It feels like my saviour, then it disappears and I feel alone. Yeah, I get that. With children and work, I don't always have time for yoga and meditation. So how can I keep a connection with a busy lifestyle? This is what we were talking about with Joe Dispenza. I goes to Joe Dispenza, and some of you guys would have been there then. I goes, what do? You know what I mean? I meditate. I do yoga. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I do breath work. I do tapping. I do all this stuff. I try and help other people. And it's still, sometimes I want to, I have some pretty serious things, Carla. I'm like you. This world is not easy. They say fear and faith. This is what I learned off Tony Robbins. Fear and faith are the same thing. Because no one knows what's going to happen in the future. And fear is allowing your attention to wander. And faith is knowing it will be okay. That's why it's good to have some spiritual guidance and some spiritual principles. What did I hear the other day? I don't think much of myself, but I'm all I think about. We think about ourselves too much, but we don't think enough of ourselves. We need to learn to love ourselves and stop obsessing about ourselves. This is what we need to do, Carla. So it sounds like, children and work, this is my world. I'm working all the time. I've got children. I feel like I'm not giving my children enough attention. I feel like I'm not doing my work well enough. I feel these things all the time. And what I have to do is go, you're here to serve God. Forget what you want. Forget what you want. Serve God. And I can't get myself in that state when I'm not thinking straight. So you don't mention being part of a recovery community. Become a part of a recovery community. Do the steps and find ways to serve God, and you will be carried. Carla, you're doing really well. Well done not using smack for 15 years. Tony says, I have no social life and I find it hard to meet people, and I'm struggling to date and approach women. Substances like grass and diazepam used to take the edge off my anxiety and used to numb my emotions. Without use of drugs, I feel a lot of emotions and tension, and I wish I could just feel more content and relaxed. So do I. Russell, as a former drug user, I wonder if you have any advice. Yeah, it's the same advice. In the end, you start to notice, and I say I have access to some pretty great mentors. You notice they start to say the same things, whether it's Eckhart Tolle, Tony Robbins, like people that know the score. And I'm going to similarly do this, Tony. Are you attending regular meetings? And when it comes to sort of meeting women, already you're probably regarding a woman, or as you say rather boldly, women, as a kind of solution. God didn't make human beings to sort out your life. Tony, we must sort our lives out through our spiritual program. This means become a member of a spiritual community. Find yourself some spiritual principles. And if you're struggling with that, try a 12-step version, which focuses on basic things like surrender, acceptance, gratitude, humility, service of others. But you need support. It's not enough that I just list it and now you're okay. Make that your priority. All else will come to you. The external world is an illusion. Michael Singer, when he came on the show, he's coming on again next week, by the way, he said to me, like, we all think, like, if someone goes, you can have anything you want, what do you want? Like, first of all, we would go, oh, a Ferrari, 5 wives, he'd like just list a mansion, stuff like that. But, of course, you could have a Ferrari and still be unhappy. It won't work properly. You could have 5 wives and not be happy because it's complicated. And what if people are sort of hurt by the polygamy? And, mansion, it's all bollocks. Really, you should write one thing on that bit of paper: become happy. Now, become happy, in a sense, even that is misleading. If you live a purposeful life, if you are connected to your purpose, all else will be taken care of. I'm saying this not just to you, Tony, but to myself. So, become a member of a spiritual community, follow their guidelines and principles, be of service to others. Even though the advice is often the same, the reason it's worth doing it again and again is because we have to find our way to God. How many times have I been told, serve God? And here I still am. All right, I hope that's of some use. Hello. Oh, look, someone's asking me a question here. Sensitive Heart 25. Hello, Russell. I love you. Thank you very much for your help with a question about changing from atheist to a Christian. I've been praying since then, and I now can't be an atheist anymore. I'm glad that you have found your way, Sensitive Heart 25, to loving God. Right, well, you lot, I'm going to jump off now. Remember, I'm doing an event soon, so keep subscribing to this mailing list because there's something fantastic coming. Please go over to Rumble, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. More important than any of that is that you please stay free. See you soon. We must find ways of allowing communities to have as much self-regulatory power as possible.
It was insane.
They refused to share their data.
Now the question is, who was paying for that?
Information versus disinformation.
I look forward to the truth coming out at some point.
How do we balance all the news, everything that's happening, while also, having some peace within?
I choose to relax and feel safe now.
How are Pfizer able to, redact countless pages?
May cause skin disease, may cause urinary infection. Your kidney may fall out of your ass.
Well, I think love is a multidimensional virtue.
Limitless, unbounded compassion.
I believe in God. I wonder if you believe in God.
I do my very best to please God and to love God with all my heart.
Growing food was an act of care, an act of love.
I'm seeing those little silver things.
Those are my shrimp.
Intense sexual pleasure will also stop your mind temporarily, not for too long. Well, depends. But
Eckhart. I expect better from you.